Welcome back. Today we're going to another Learning from the Greats. Today is a match against Serral and HeroMarine, and it's like a 30-minute long episode, 30-minute long match. I'm just gonna kind of watch it under Serral's perspective. Right now, ZvT is my best matchup by far, and I'm doing a really good job of like ending the game. But a lot of them go to this like 20-25 minute stuff. I'll get some damage done, the Terran will turtle up, and I can't just move into it, so I go Corruptor Broodlord, I'll get some Infestors, and that usually works on its own unless they go like Mass Thor, and I'll lose a couple units to that, but then I just remax on my 3/3 plus Adrenal Gland Zerglings, and they mulch up the Thors, and then I just push back in with Corruptor Broodlord Infestor, and I usually win the game. So I wanted to see, I wanted to kind of take a bigger look at what Serral does in these late game situations. I don't know if he wins this match or not, but I think still I can learn a lot from this. So without further ado, let's get into, 1 second, pause it. Let's get into here. Okay, here we go. So we are at Serral versus HeroMarine, and this is a Automaton map. We're going to watch it under Serral's perspective, and again, 30-minute match, but we're just going to hit play, and we are going to figure out what is Serral doing. So usually Serral goes Lingbane Hydra against Terran. I want to look at when he's expanding. My ZvT is actually one of Serral's builds. He does a 7-queen, like 20 Ling opener, and then he goes into double evos and Baneling Nest, and I want to see if it's similar to what I'm doing. If he goes 27 hatch on this episode, then it's the exact same opener I use, that I have almost a 60% win rate in Diamond 2 against Terran. It blocks all Hellion aggression, it blocks all the 5-minute shenanigans that Terran usually throws at you in a match. This opener blocks all of it. So I kind of realized that, which is why I picked it, and I've been doing it as clean as I can. Obviously not as good as Serral. His creep spread's better than mine, but it focuses a lot on creep spread. I'm going to take those kind of notes into this as well. When is he doing creep? Okay, I don't know why he's putting his pool over there. Maybe it's just something about having the creep push out a little bit farther towards the drop points. I'm not sure. But it's noted. Not going to overlook that. He's looking for proxies right now with his overlords, which is why he's not sending it directly across the map. I did the same thing with mine. I want to see if he's not pulled off of gas yet, so this looks like it's not the opener I use. That is fine, because there are other ways to play this game than just what I do. I like his overlord placements. Attack paths. He's not going to send his overlord over across the map to see what's going on, because that overlord just dies 99% of the time. It's 2 queens, 4 lings. So he still has no idea what's going on with the Terran, but he knows that it's not a proxy. He's getting speed right now. He's pulling off of gas. He's taking his third, probably about 30 supply, 28 supply. He hasn't seen the Reaper come down from his overlord, so he's probably just waiting to see where it's going to come from. It's waiting for him over at his third. Oh, no. Yeah, he saw that there was something on the map, so he's going to take a slower third base. There's the Reaper. Yeah, that's really cool. I like how he pulls back one of his lings that's damaged. I've been trying to do it. I'm just bad at micro. I can't do it. Okay, he's peeking in right at 250 with his overlord. He's sending a queen, not with lings. He's sending the queen out to block it. I like this. Oh, he gets it. Okay, so creep tumor first, I think, on the second queen as well. Same thing I do. He's got no information from the Terran yet.
A creep tumor is under attack.
40 queen. This is very similar to the opener I do. 36 queen. It's 31 queen, then you do another queen at 40, and then my other queen usually comes at 44. But He didn't take a quick hatch this time. So here comes the Hellions. He's got his 2 queens up front. How many lings does he have right now? Just 6, because Serral can defend it with 6. He sees the cloak, sees the banshees. So let's see when he drops his spores. He's trying to get his creep forward. He's presenting forward with the queens so he can move his creep forward without it getting tipped back. And I think he actually canceled that creep tumor. Brilliant. Serral is so good. That's what kind of sets him apart. He canceled the creep tumor that he spread. That one right there, that's in the screen right there, he cancels it and brings it back. So he doesn't need to waste more energy from his queens. That's brilliant. I'll try. I don't know if I can do it. As soon as third base is done, does he start a queen? Yes, starts the queen. He's going to try to get over and see what's going on, but he sees the cloak banshee. All right, let's take a look right here. 430. What's his composition? He's got 11 workers. He's got 11 lings, 41 workers. He's probably got more than that. No, 41 workers. He's starting his baneling nest, and he's got his spores down. Let's see what he does with his spores now that he sees what's happening here. So he sees Cloak Banshee. He's sending 1 ling out across. He's still just trying to keep his bases alive. This is something that I learned from Serral. His queens and his lings are never together. They're always on 2 different spots because that's what the Terran wants to do. So he's keeping his lings over at his natural, and he's got his queens down by his 3rd to try to zone everything out. Because that's what these Hellions are trying to do. He's making a couple banelings, cancel them apparently. He has enough lings now to defend it, and he's just droning hard behind this. So he feels comfortable with 20 drones. This is very similar to the build that I do, except I take an earlier hatch. Now you see how when he's dealing with this Banshee, he's putting all of his stuff over towards his 3rd. That's because this is when the Terran's usually going to run back in. He's still focusing on creep spread. He's got a Zergling across the map. I love how he plays this matchup. I try so hard to play like Serral here in this matchup. I'm not doing terrible either. 58 to 60% win rate most of the time in Diamond 2. On North American server, by the way. The easy server. So I'm like a Platinum 1 on Asia. His injects are perfect. Okay, he's going into scout now, 6 minutes. So the 6-minute scout, let's see what he can see here with this scout. He's seeing what's the transition. Does he have a 3rd base? Okay. I think he's going to check to see what's going on here. He's going to notice that we've got a lot of... he sees the 3rd command center already. Did he know about this? Serral must have seen it. Yeah, he saw the 3rd command center already. At 6 minutes, he's going to go in and see what's going on. Factory, so it looks like this is going to be mech, is what Serral's going to scout from that. Now his scout is instantly finished. Mine would take, maybe 5 seconds of looking at that, actually clicking on buildings. But that's going to tell him it's mech. He's going Hydra range and Zergling melee upgrades, because mech, you don't need melee upgrades, you don't need the defense against mech, because mech hits like a dump truck. Each hit. So it's going to take about him to get +3 armor upgrade for it to actually make any difference for anything. So that's going to be, it's like 100 minerals for number 1, 250 for 2, and then 300 for 3. That's over 500 gas that he has to spend on something that's finally going to have an effect at 500 gas. Where if he gets the +1/+1 damage, he can go Lingbane Hydra, and everything will hit stronger. But I think he's probably going to go into a higher Hydra count this time, since he's getting the Hydra upgrades. And range, usually he goes about 20 to 25 Hydras. I'm interested to see if it's the same. Usually it's about 20 if he's going Lingbane, because that's what I do, and I just copy him. Infestation Pit is already finished. When does his hive time start? It's 7:30. That's 40 seconds faster than mine always. So he's got this 5 queens. How many queens does he have total right now? 6 queens, and they're all about right there, which means he's not injecting a lot of his hatcheries, but he is making He's making more queens right now so he can inject. Queens are really good against Banshee. And the queens escort the probes. Or the workers. I like this. Okay, I guess I'll sit forward so you can see me a little better. Just kind of like pondering back. He's just kind of waiting. He's not really... He knows what's happening. So he knows that it's Cloak Banshee. He knows it's mech. And he's not trying to get in to see what's the saturation on his bases or anything like that. He's going in now to see if there's a switch to maybe Stargate or something like Starports. Something like that. I want to see what he actually saw here. I couldn't process it fast enough. So he sees more production going down. This is actually going to be more Stargates. Maybe, I think he's going to notice that based on this little protrusion right here. This protrusion right here should mean starport, I assume. Then he sees something over here. He might not know it's BCs yet. He might not know it's BCs, but let's just keep watching what Serral is doing. Okay.
Our forces are under attack.
So what's his Hydra count right now? 12. Just making more and more. So even though it's mech, it's still Lingbane Hydra, but it's plus both of the damage upgrades. I like this style. Noted. I didn't really do that. I don't play a lot of mech right now on the ladder. It's all either BC, Bio, or the what is it? The Cyclone Hellion stuff. But honestly, even just Hydras that have the upgraded range and speed are good enough right now in Diamond 2. It's going into Vipers. So his Viper count is 5. 6 Vipers. He's making a lot of Vipers. Oh my god. Okay. And HeroMarine is just hitting him everywhere right now. Still focusing on creeping out. Alright, let's see. Let's take a moment here. Let's take a moment here and figure out what's going on. 5, 8 Vipers. 20 Hydras. His Ling count is very low, and his Bane count is very low. So one thing I do is I always have an ass load of Zerglings. Always, as like defense. It seems like Serral, when he goes Lingbane Hydra on this, he's not making too many Zerglings. He's getting it into other tech, and he's kind of just waiting for when he must make Lings. That's a really good way to play it. I've not played like that before. Maybe I'll try. He's only lost 4 workers, so he's on 86. So it would have been up to 90, but maybe I think 88 is what he wanted. 86 is maybe where he wants it right now, but above 80 workers right now. Let's look at his saturations. He's got 2 gases, 4 gases, 6 gases, 8 gases, 10 gases. So, when you're on about 75 workers on Lingbane Hydra, if you're trying to just end the game there, a lot of times they'll say 6 gases, but right now we're up on 10 on 80 workers. So this is mass economy. Oh, jeez, I almost just... So yeah, we're on mass economy right now. Alright, let's continue on. Let's look at his production tab. He's going into Spire in case he needs it. He's playing so fast. Expanding out. Alright. So we're about maxed. And we're making Hydras. We're getting out of the it's like Hydra Bane Viper. Hydra Baneling Viper. And I think he's getting ready to do a Broodlord Corruptor's transition. So this is that kind of Cyclone Hellion style that I hate dealing with. I'm not bad at this style though. I'm not bad at countering this style. Okay. So one thing he does have is this little control group of Zerglings running around trying to get damage done while his army's out on the map. Ducks, ducks, and then step back. So he's got Banelings here. He's making Zerglings now, and I think all of those are going to change into Banes. Let's see. Is this going to be Hydra Bane? Or is this actually Ling Bane Hydra Viper? Starting +3/+3. His upgrade's about the same time as mine, but he just has more shit and more economy and more of everything right now. Starting Greater Spire like I thought he would. He's not making any Corruptors yet, he's just getting it to the point where he can. He's only made 4 Banelings. Let's look at his composition. So yeah, only 14. He's going really big into Hydra Viper. Yeah, so this looks like it's low Baneling count, lots of Hydras against this type of style, against mech of any kind. Now that was interesting. When he sees that it's going to be Liberators, he moves them. That was okay. I want to watch this fight really quick. He moves his Spines, moves his Spore Crawlers into positions. He's got ranged Liberators, so he needs anti-air now. So he's got to stop making Corruptors, I'm assuming. Or I guess he could abduct them forward. Let's see what he does. He's got the tools right now. He's got Liberators right now, so he could abduct forward. But as soon as it went to Liberator, he moved all of his spores to where the Liberator was going to fly in. Let's see, so he's still up to 87 workers. He's still up at his big worker count. And he's just picking off. So abduct. More than Blinding Cloud, more than the Parasitic Bombs, just abduct it and kill it. Don't chase off of creep. 16 Banelings. So this is Bane Hydra. Bane Hydra Viper is how he plays this. On 80 workers, which is enough. So he's not started to make any Corruptors yet. He has the ability to go into Corruptor Broodlord. He's even getting upgrades for it because he wants it to be available immediately when he wants it. But he's not done it yet. He's just staying on this Ling Bane Viper, or this Bane Hydra Viper composition. I love this surround. This is going to be nasty. This is going to be nasty. Getting all of the Liberators. And when does he switch? When does he switch into... When does he switch into the Corruptors? So he won that fight. He's getting a second Spire so he can get double upgrades on it. He's losing his Banes. More Vipers, so 4 more Vipers. So it's up to 12 Vipers right now. That's a huge Viper count. He's just got this little ball of... Okay, more links. So he's not switching into Corruptor Broodlord yet. I think it's because that army is too mobile. And Corruptor Broodlord is so slow that he doesn't want to have that HeroMarine to be able to leverage that kind of damage over him. Or he might not want to show that he's able to do double upgrades right now with 2 Spires.
Mutation complete.
Pick. Yeah, every time you... So if the Terran wants to engage... If the Terran wants to engage, then he has to take that fight. I like how his army's on 1. His Vipers are all on hotkey 2. So A moves the army, he picks up the Vipers, and then... beautiful. Gorgeous. He's got the... Some Blinding Clouds, I'm assuming. A Blinding Cloud, the Banelings into the mineral line to kill the workers. Pick off the Liberators and then go home. Still not making Corruptor Broods, but he has double upgrades on 2 Spires right now. So he's committed a lot of gas to be able to do that transition. Getting Burrow. He's just getting all of these tools that are in his pocket. He's getting Neuroparasite, he's getting all these upgrades. Bane Hydra. Hydra Bane. Alright, now the Vipers go forward. Pick off. Pick off. Pick off, pick off. Beautiful. So what's this Hydra count right now? 30. So 30 Hydras and a mess of Vipers. It's kind of the magic number for how to deal with that kind of stuff. His army's all out of position. He's looking for bases and stuff like that. He doesn't want to walk in. I love this.
Lesbian guys are exhausted. Metamorphosis complete. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
This is very interesting. He's just banking up right now to be able to do this. He's just pulling everything in, and then he's getting out. So that trade right there went remarkable for Serral, because he just went pull, 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 kill, kill, kill. He's immediately remaking the Hydras.
Mineral field depleted.
But I feel like if HeroMarine just A-moves his army, there's not enough for Serral to stop this. Hold on a second, hold on a second. Let's take a look at this. So Serral has 40 Hydras and 10 Banelings. Yeah, 40 Hydras and 10 Banelings, and then a mess of Vipers. Where HeroMarine has 8 tanks, Vikings, and Liberators. Oh, okay, okay. So the tanks... No, you could take this. The Viking count is massive, though. This is what's going to just annihilate the Vipers. And then without the Vipers, his Hydras are just Hydras. And... I don't know. He's ready for... I think HeroMarine is really expecting the Broodlord switch, but maybe Serral saw that he has so many Vikings, so it's just like, okay, I'll just keep going Hydra, because Hydras are good against Vikings. This could be a factor, so let's just keep watching. Understanding what the opponent is doing.
Mutation
Knows
complete.
he's sending out changelings, he's spreading his creep forward, he's just getting more and more map presence. He's moving his control groups separately. Pick. Pick. Pick, pick. He's gonna lose all of his Vipers. So the Vipers have to commit over the Hydras in order to get damage. So what Serral was doing there was everything that could possibly damage the Hydras, like the tanks, that's what he was focusing on with his Vipers. He was just pulling all of those forward, so that way when the Vikings came forward to try to get the Hydras, to try to get the Vipers, the Hydras would just wipe out those Vipers. Brilliant play. That's the strategy plays that I can't do. I can't think that fast.
Forces are under attack.
I don't even think he's maybe thinking about it. It's just that's what he's decided, this is what I do in these situations. Now he's switching into Broods.
Mutation complete.
Okay, so
Our forces
the Corruptor switch happened. I want to back up a little bit. So I want to see exactly when he starts making Corruptors right now. So what was the engagement before this? This was this engagement here, that he saw that there was so many Vikings. There's all those tanks and Viking. When he saw all of these Vikings, that's when he switched into Broods. He's making more Vipers, and here come the Corruptors. 8 Corruptors.
forces are under attack.
So something about mass Viking, or having a crap ton of Vikings, means go Corruptor. So let's watch. Let's watch. Interesting. I thought if you saw that many Vikings, then it was kind of too late to go Corruptor, because the opponent already has air dominance.
Our forces are under attack. Mutation.
He's getting +3, +2 on his Corruptors right now,
Under attack.
which is absolutely insane. Is he adding the Queens into the army? Looks like he must. So here comes the queens. He's had a bunch of them from the beginning.
Depleted.
Now he's setting up for... Oh, brilliant. See? These little things.
Under attack. A creep tumor is under attack.
Okay. Try to get some damage done with these Hydras and then Remax.
Vespene
No, he's not going to throw anything away.
exhausted.
So he's got more gas than minerals. He's not been losing much. It's just been slowly building his bank. He's got a huge bank right now. Now we're going into Brood Lords. So Hydra Bane, Viper,
A creep tumor
Brood Lord,
is under
Corruptor,
attack. Vespene
Nidus. Okay, so he's going to move forward with... He doesn't put all of his spores in one spot because the Terran can attack from multiple spots. So he's going to spread them out so he can take the engagement where he wants to take the engagement.
Vespene geyser exhausted. A creep tumor is under attack.
Okay, so the Terrans are now starting to throw away SCVs. Get a bigger army. So we're at endgame now. This is it. So we've got Brood Lords. So he's going to try to take out the spores. He's got his queens down there. Nidus in the natural. I don't think there's anything in that Nidus. I think that's 100% just to pull his army away so he can move up. I think he's actually going to go put stuff in that. He's actually going to go put stuff in there, yep. Alright, now that he knows what the fight is, yeah, he went back to put some Hydras into that. There's just way too much stuff. Hydras are all going to go up into there. There's so... all of his Hydras. All of his Hydras went back, basically. But he has to make sure he doesn't lose. He has to make sure he doesn't lose that Nidus. He has to win this fight. Now the Terran's going to try to walk forward. Terran's going to try to walk forward. But he's getting on his production right now. That's what Serral is going for, is production. Brood Lords are still alive. Serral has not remaxed. He's just making some Zerglings right now. More Brood Lords. Infestors. So it seems like he's cycling out of this Hydra Bane Viper style into Corrupted Brood Lord Fester Viper. Okay, yeah, so we're going to reposition. I've tried to do this kind of stuff where I make some spines. Let's see his worker count right now. We're down to 64. So he's not going under 60 workers because there's still minerals to be mined on multiple bases. Got everything together now. Let's see this engagement. So Brood Lords, he's not going to lose the spores. He's going to wait for the Terran to walk up. He's got the creep. He doesn't need to take the fight right now. The Terran can take it and spread out farther and farther. When he's spread out, that's when he can take it. But immediately go in to reestablish the creep. Hydra's coming in. Brilliant. He's got so many units. 12 broods, 6 vipers, 4 infestors. Getting +3 carapace. He's got every upgrade right now.
The hive
I didn't even see the Nidus go down over there. That was so fast.
Mineral field.
I'm interested to see how this fight goes. So I'm looking at what he's doing behind this. He's got some lings out. Oh my god, that's so many liberators. So the fungals, holy Jesus. Okay, so fungals is what we've learned. My goodness, fungals. Okay. These vipers are all getting eaten. Make more infestors right now. He's picking off everything he can with the corruptors because everything's sieged. He should unsiege those liberators and just a push forward is what he needs to do. But he couldn't from the hydras. Okay. There it was. Let's watch this again. So the biggest thing that HeroMarine did wrong was siege up all of his liberators to the point where they weren't attacking the broods and stuff like that. So we've got 50 workers to 60 workers, and we're both maxed, which means that Terran's army is bigger by about 10 supply. And it's not 10 supply of like just Marines, it's 10 supply of like Thors. So here we go. Let's take a step back and look at this. So Serral, what is he gonna do? The fungal comes out, what's he gonna shoot for? All of the liberators, because that's what could possibly kill his broodlords. So fungals are to zone away from the broodlords. Alright? Broodlords, what are we doing with the broodlords right now? I can't see in all this. Also his hotkeys. On number 1, he's got all of his lings. He's got hydras on number 1. He's got corruptor viper on 2. Festers on 4. Queens 5. Queens are here. Broodlords are all on 0. So he's honestly just... His broodlords are basically A-moved. It seems. Okay, his broodlords are A-moved, it seems. Let's see. I'll watch when he does. Okay, broodlords are selected. Broodlords, he's A-moved forward. Now he's got vipers. It's a blinding cloud. Parasitic bomb. And he's got his corruptors on A-move. Oh, because he can A-move the corruptors. Oh, okay, this is brilliant. I didn't realize this. Okay. Having the vipers and the corruptors on the same hotkey means he can A-move the corruptors. Does he have any vipers left? Yes, they are. He's immediately pulled them off of the hotkey too. Brilliant. Okay, so what this means is he could A-move squad number 2 forward, or he could like control click, you know, let's kill liberators, something like that. And that means the vipers also move forward with the corruptors. But then he can tab and start casting spells with the vipers. And because they're both flying, they're probably going to be zoned by the same type of units. So if he needs to pull one of them out, he probably needs to pull both of them out so he can do that. Or he can control click after that, but to be able to send them in like that and then tab and just start casting spells is brilliant. So the blinding clouds went down right here. Blinding clouds went down under ghosts and Thor. And then the fungal shot over here as well. Okay, so let me see. Okay. No. How do I get back to control keys? I want to see what you're doing, Serral. Now his broodlords are all forward. He's going to be healing his broodlords with queens, while his vipers, while his corruptors kill the rest of the liberators. Okay, very interesting engagement, very interesting control, what he's working on. can't see what he's selecting anymore. I don't know what button I hit. My apologies, everyone. But I think the game is... it's not over yet. He's got 12 more Thors on the way. So we're on... 15 broods, 5 vipers, 5 infestors, 13 corruptors. So he is down to 50 workers now. He's got such a bank. It's okay, I think. He's got the hydras. He's actually controlling this. Because if this stays around, then I've had stuff like that too, where I'm like, oh, I'll just A-move at it. It's fine. It's just a little army. And then I A-move at it, and everything dies, and I have to send more back. And then it's like, well, now it's something I've got to deal with.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, so we're adjusting. Everything's back home. Okay, so again, control groups, hydras, vipers, corruptors, infestors, queens, broodlords on just a move. Broodlords way over on 3. I like that. I like how broods are just way over on their own. Like, okay, when we need the broods, we send the broods in, or when we need to bait stuff with the broods, we send the broods forward. Viper Corruptor on the same is very interesting. I like how that's controlled. It's getting spines around the mineral patches, so he doesn't need to worry about run-bys anymore. Investors. I love this positioning. So he's waiting for the big Liberator push. Here it comes. So now we're going to start. Parasitic Bomb, Blinding Clouds on all of the Thors so they can't attack the Broodlords. Ah, it's beautiful. Sending one Corruptor over there. So Blinding Clouds on Thors. I was saying at the beginning of this episode, I'm usually pretty good against this style, and if I lose the push with Corruptor Broodlord, then I just make a bunch of lings and I push across to kill his Thors. But Blinding Cloud on the Thors just means that they don't care about Thors. Brilliant. Okay, so Corruptor, Broodlord, Viper, Infestor. And he's only got 4 Infestors. The 4 Fester hit squad is plenty, I guess. So 4 Infestors, and I don't know how many Vipers. About 8 Vipers. Okay. Baneling's going forward to take out those bad boys. Oh, the Fungals are insane. The Blinding Clouds also letting the Broodlords do their work. Corruptor's going to come forward, take out all the Liberators. Brilliant. GG. All right. On the infestation on the Thor is amazing. All right. All right. So what we've learned from this is Vipers are amazing. So I have to get more Vipers. Blinding Cloud. I've got to figure out more. So he uses B for Blinding Cloud. I actually have mine on C. Alright, so we've learned that Thors die to Blinding Cloud Broodlord. That's the counter to that. But very interesting way of controlling. Right now the map is owned by Serral. It's amazing. absolutely incredible. Really great game, actually, to watch. Serral has every upgrade as well, by the way. I just want you to realize this. I don't think there's any other upgrade besides roach speed and burrow, because he never made roaches this game. He has absolutely every other upgrade. Living glands, no parasite, yep, everything. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. This was really interesting for me to play, for me to watch as well. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I learned a whole bunch. It's my best matchup, but I can always learn from the greats, which is what this whole series is about. So, if you liked this, let me know in the comments, and I will see you again in the next one.